What's up, Tiki Team? Welcome to the channel. My name's Spesh, helping you conquer the Horde. And today we're going to be talking about DLC 4 for Call of Duty Zombies, where we're going, and what may happen in this brand new DLC. So we have kind of had a rough idea of what all is going to be coming inside of Cold War Zombies since the beginning. We knew that we were going to the Firebase Z map. We heard we were going to Berlin. Obviously, we knew about Morasko, Poland. We knew about the Ural Mountains. As for DLC 4, there's really not much that we know. In fact, the only thing that we have heard is that this could be called Spusk Stali. Now, I'm not the best at pronouncing things, but Spusk Stali translates to Descent of Steel. And that's pretty much it. That's all we have that we can go off of for this brand new map is Descent of Steel, Spusk Stali. And of course, this may not be the final name of the map, and I honestly kind of doubt that it will be, but Spusk Stali, meaning the Descent of Steel, gives me some heavy Die Rise vibes. And, you know, I mean, maybe not just like Die Rise, but the idea of Descent of Steel, just for some reason in my head, makes it seem like this is going to be like a very large building with a lot of verticality to it that we might be playing inside of. As for the storyline for Spusk Stali, there isn't a whole lot we know other than the fact that the director of Requiem is basically going after Samantha and needs to find a way to stop her and stop her from using her powers. Now, we'll learn a lot more about this in the upcoming intel for Season 5 Reloaded coming this Thursday, but up until then, there isn't really a whole lot. As we know, the intel for Season 5 Reloaded is going to directly lead us into DLC 4 coming in Season 6. And that is so far kind of what we know. We know that we're getting DLC 4 in Season 6, and there's a good chance it's going to be our last DLC map. Of course, there's still the possibility of Zombies Chronicles 2 coming out. But, I mean, realistically, who the heck knows if that's actually going to happen. So, as for what's going to happen in Spusk Stali with the director going after Samantha, it's really hard to tell because there's a really good chance that this is going to kind of leave us on like a cliffhanger for the Call of Duty Zombies storyline. Obviously, with Call of Duty Vanguard, we will be getting the prequel to the Cold War Zombies storyline. So, basically, like the Dark Aether, kind of like how it all started, going in there with Vogel and Project End Station, all that good stuff. But there's a good chance that Spusk Stali leaves us with some sort of cliffhanger that's going to basically need to tide us over until the next Treyarch game coming in a couple of years. With the next Treyarch game slated to be 2023, it'll be interesting to see if they decide to keep zombies going inside of Modern Warfare 2022 and basically like the next iteration of whatever Infinity Ward has planned. Are they going to have Treyarch make the zombies for that too so they can just have a yearly running story? Or are we then going to have to wait until 2023 for the next Treyarch game? That will greatly impact how this game is going to end. There's a really good chance that the director of Requiem gets revealed to be Edward Richtofen, or Eddie, from the previous storyline. And if that's the case, he's going to obviously kind of tell Samantha about her past, because while she still has an inkling of kind of what's going on, she doesn't have the full story about who he is or why he is torturing her. With that being said, there's a good chance that with Spusk Stali, we actually end up inside of the Dark Aether in some way, shape, or form, basically making our way to possibly fight the Forsaken or freeing the Forsaken and or Zykov if they're not the same person in the first place. Now again, Spusk Stali is probably not going to be the final name for the map, but Descent of Steel is a very interesting name for a zombies map, and it's kind of something that we've never really had anything like before. It's kind of like a very, like, obviously we have all the Untotens, you know, we have Noctur Untoten, then we have Mauer Der Toten, Keynoter Toten, all that kind of like vibes and whatnot. But Spusk Stali is kind of its very own unique thing. So there's a possibility that I guess it stays as Spusk Stali, but Spusk Stali is a Russian language. It's a Russian name, a Russian word. So obviously Omega, they're, you know, Russian, but does that mean that we're going to be possibly going to Omega's headquarters? Like maybe Spusk Stali is like Omega's headquarters inside of Russia, and maybe we're going there to hopefully stop Kravchenko, or maybe we're going there with Kravchenko, because it kind of sounds like Omega and Requiem could be meeting up and like trying to defeat like the enemy of my enemy is my friend sort of deal. So like maybe they're all meeting up to try and defeat the Forsaken before the Forsaken gets into the regular world. Obviously, Valentina came incredibly close to achieving this at the end of Mauer der Toten, spoiler alert. As for what the Forsaken's next move is going to be, we don't really know. The moving parts in this is the Forsaken, Kravchenko, and now the director of Requiem as well. We don't know what any of those three's plays are going to be, whether they're going to help each other out, because they're all going to kind of be fighting for their own thing. We don't even know who we're really up against in this next Zombies storyline. And Spusk Stali is going to basically be the end of that storyline. And we don't even know who we're going to be fighting. Are we fighting the Forsaken? Are we having to deal with Requiem's director? Or are we having to deal with Kravchenko, the leader of Omega? Or all three, and somehow the storyline is going to come to this big old mesh at the very end of it. Let me know down in the comments below how you guys feel about this, what you guys are thinking. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you soon. I want to give a quick massive shout out to any of our channel members or Twitch subs over on the channel, and a big extra shout out to the Zombie Richtofen members, starting off with hashtag BestMod, Strict Archer, the walking dad joke himself, Commander Quip, and the man, the myth, the legend, Tiz Brandon ZR.